Hi guys, welcome back to All Things Wholesome. This is a channel where we discuss all things that teaches about money skills. Today I'm going to be discussing how to get rid of credit fast using the snowball effect. So this video is for people who are really serious about getting rid of debt, because what I'm about to share is not really difficult, but it requires you to be serious and to apply the triple D. So the triple D is just a system that I came up with, and it stands for discipline, dedication, and determination. So meaning that you need to be disciplined, you need to do the things that you said you are going to do, you need to obey your own rules that you set for yourself. And number two, you need to be dedicated. So you need to be loyal and supportive towards your goal of getting rid of debt. And number three, you need to be determined. So you need to stick to your decision and be bold and brave enough to pursue your goal of becoming debt-free. So if you are serious about getting rid of debt and you are willing to try and apply the triple D system, then this video is for you. And for more clarity and to make this video more practical, I have put together an example that will make you understand what I am going to be sharing right now. So you need to watch until the end, because I will share the example at the end of this video. So now I'm going to be sharing 5 easy steps, easy, if you know what I mean. Yeah, now I'm going to be sharing 5 easy steps that you can follow to get rid of your debt quickly. You know, if you have a loan or a credit card or any type of credit that you might have, you are required to pay a minimum payment every month. So step number 1, you are required to continue to pay that minimum payment every month, because you can't afford to miss a payment. It is going to mess with your credit score. So you need to continue to pay those minimum payments that you are required to pay. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you need to organize your finances. So what I mean by that, I mean that you need to sit down with yourself, take a pen and a page, and you write down every type of credit that you have with their balances. So whatever you are owing, you're going to write maybe a credit card and whatever you are owing in ascending order. So meaning you start from the lowest outstanding balance to the highest. And then you are going to start paying off the loan that has the lowest balance. So the first loan that you've written, number 1, is the loan that you are going to start paying off. Now the question is, how do you pay off that lowest balance quicker? And then that brings us to step number 3. Step number 3 is now where you start doing something. You need to give yourself a task of maybe selling something, rendering a service, or just doing anything that will bring you extra cash. So meaning that you need a side hustle. If you can't start a side hustle, you have a budget, right? I'm asking. Yes, I'm asking you. Do you have a budget? I talked about the budgets. I have a video of a budget, how to create a budget. If you don't have a budget, please watch that video. So you go to your budget, right? You go to the least important expenses on your budget. It may be subscriptions or going out or whatever, something that you really don't need but you have the budget for. On those less important expenses on your budget, just cut them off, or maybe reduce them by half. So maybe if you're planning to go out and you had a budget of like 500 for going out, just reduce it, maybe go out with 300 and then take the 200, and it's going to be your extra cash. Once you have that extra cash, you then now go to step number 4. So step number 4, now you need to take that extra cash and pay extra on that first first loan that you are targeting. What I wanted to say on the extra cash, right, is that you just make sure that it is constant. Whatever cash that you are making on the side, just make sure that it is constant, or at least it increases. Don't go below what you've set your minimum. It's going to also push you to push your side hustle, and it's going to make you get out of your comfort zone. Step number 4, so now you are going to pay extra. So how are you going to be paying this? So you're going to pay the minimum payments that they require, and then you make extra payments with the extra money that you created from step number 3. So step number 5 is when you are done paying that first targeted loan, right? Your first loan, the balance, you are done paying off. You scratch it off, right? You go to number 2. Now you are targeting number 2. So on this number 2 targeted loan, you are going to pay the minimum payment, right? And then the extra payments are going to be the money that the minimum payment that you are paying on your first targeted loan, right? You're going to pay that plus the money that you created from step number 3. You're not going to take the minimum payment that you were paying from the first targeted loan and start now spending it. No, you are going to put it on loan number 2. When you are done paying off loan number 2, you go to loan number 3, right? That's still step number 5. You go to loan number 3. Now they are going to take their minimum payment, right? Your extra payment will be the minimum payment from the first loan, the minimum payment from the second loan, and then the extra cash. So that sum, you are paying it extra to the third loan. You don't use the money that you've been paying from the other loans to now spend on yourself. You just put it on the next loan, until you are done. So now that I'm done explaining, I can now then share the example that I did for you guys so that you can see this practically and you can understand it much better. Before I go to the example, let me just do just so that you have a background. I did a video on saving versus credit, so I just want you to go to that video, watch it. I'm gonna link it above. Go and watch it and just have that conversation with yourself. Make that decision whether you are going to learn about credit and use it better, or you are going to be that person who saves for everything. Yeah, I just wanted to say that because this is a follow-up on that video, right? Okay, so thank you for allowing me in your space and lending me your ear. Always remember that I love you. Have a lovely, productive day. Bye for now. So, okay, now I'm going to be doing the example, so stay tuned. Okay, this is the example, so I hope everyone can see. So I started at step number 2 because step number 1 is basically doing what you've been doing, which is paying the minimum required payments. Step number 2 is to list your debts from the lowest to the highest, which is what I did. I started with the store card, which was the lowest, which is 3,000, and then I ended with the home loan, which is 300,000. We then go to step number 3, which is starting a side hustle. I made an example here of a cleaning company. Or you reduce your expenses, your least important expenses, and then we just going to assume that that extra cash that you get from the side hustle or from reducing your expenses is 500. So step number 4, I started using color coding because I wanted you to understand what I was doing. So step number 4 is to pay the minimum required payment, which is 200. And then the extra amount that you are going to be paying that first loan is 500, which is the extra cash that you get from your side hustle or your or reducing your expenses. So step number 5 is a bit tricky, but I'm going to try to make it simple. So as you see, let's assume that you are done paying loan number one, which is the store account. Now you are targeting to finish the credit card. So obviously you're going to pay the minimum required payment, which is 700 in this case. And then the extra payments that you are going to make on your credit card will include the 200 that you were paying, the minimum required payment for loan number one, which is your store card. So you're not gonna say I'm done with the store card, so now I can eat these 200. No, you are going to use it to pay off your credit card. So it's going to be that 200 and then plus the 500 that you get from your side hustle from step number 3. So in total, you are going to be making an extra payment of 700 to the credit card every month. So then you continue like that. Let's make the last example, which is maybe if you're done paying loan number 2, now you go to your personal loan. So your personal loan, you're going to pay a minimum required payment, which is 1,000 rand. And for your extra payment, you are going to use that 200 that you were paying for in your loan number 1, plus the 700 that you were paying for loan number 2, plus the extra cash that you get from your side hustle or your reduced expenses. So all in all, you are going to be paying an extra amount of 1,400 to your personal loan every month. So you'll go on and on using the minimum required payments of the loans that you are done paying to pay your next loan. And the reason why they call it the snowball effect is because you start off with less money, and as you gradually get rid of your debt, you have more money to put onto your next debt. So I made a note at the end just to show you that this is possible if only you have fixed your interest and also given that the prime rate doesn't increase. But making extra payment is a good idea. It makes a difference and it helps you get rid of your debts quicker, regardless of the prime rates or the repo rates increasing.